Well, it is San Diego Comic-Con, people, and let's just say NECA has put out quite the show this year. There's quite a few things on show, and there's a lot of new surprises, and I must say, NECA, you're knocking it out of the park, apart from a few little mishaps, which we will talk about. But obviously, first thing we got is Krampus. Just seeing these actually now appear on this shelf, and they've actually got them there, which they are coming out this November, December, hopefully. But here in the UK, we'll probably won't get them until like February or March. But these are what we got, guys. They are just absolutely incredible to look at. And Pixel Dan did an interview with Blaine for them, and they are absolutely huge. He says, compared to all the other figures, these are just absolutely just ginormous, which I can't wait to see. I don't think I'll get them, but they're cool nonetheless. Now, this shelf I can get behind 1,000,000%. Now, the majority of figures on this shelf I will end up buying, because American Werewolf in London, the Chucky TV series. You got in the background, you have Ash and Cheryl, a 2-pack for Evil Dead, the very first film, and it's the very first Cheryl that we're getting. But we're also got a couple of new Leatherface figures, which are going to be great. But as you can see, as we go through them, American Werewolf in London, these figures just look absolutely incredible. And obviously, they have recently released, well, in the last year, the actual werewolf from American Werewolf in London. And as you can see, these are just great sculpts. And I hope that they colour in the joint though there, because otherwise, that does look a little bit out of place. But on that one, that looks kind of fine. But on the red, though, they need to get rid of it. And I skipped to Chucky. Yes, as you can see, we got Chucky from the TV series in his holiday getup, his Christmas getup. And I can't wait, because the actual mug, and they got a good shot of the mug, so have a look. Yeah, from above, you can see it's actually got coffee in, which is absolutely just such a brilliant look. But as you can see as well, we got an actual knitted jumper. We have blood on the Chucky with the head, but you can't remember the hat. I completely forgot what it was called. And the chainsaw, obviously, the glass of milk, the cookies, and it just looks great. Now, obviously, now we got Megan, which I don't know if I'll be getting this or not, but I will say, though, that this sculpt looks okay. This is the ultimate line, where a couple of different heads, weapons, and so forth. But for me, it's actually the retro cloth version, which is this one, that the accessories for this one look 100% better. Now, obviously, the retro version is a little bit bigger, but as you can see, there's a couple of different head sculpts, got the mask and everything else to go there. I do think that version there looks better than that version, but that's just me. Now, as I was saying earlier, there's a couple of mishaps that NECA have done, and that is with the Silence of the Lambs. Now, the one masked in the gurney, that one there is a great figure, I will say that, because that's how it was supposed to be just shown. Because obviously, in the film, when he's gone to meet the governor, the mayor and everything else, the senator, who's lost her daughter, he's just there like that, and he's got the mask on, he's like, yes, Benjamin Rathspade, he goes on and, oh yeah, Senator, love your suit, there's all that sort of stuff. But I really do wish that they actually had some sort of articulation for the prison escapee one, because as you can see, his arms can move up and down his left arm, but his right arm doesn't. He comes with 2 other head sculpts as well, and that's it. But when people saw the box art in the background, they were behind the NECA lads in May of this year, when they did the live stream, and they were like, oh yeah, look at all these cool things. They never mentioned it, but everyone was like, oh my god, there's an ultimate Silence of the Lambs figure coming. No one knew who it was going to be. It could have been Buffalo Bill. It could have been Hannibal. It could have been Clarice. No one knew. But then it appeared everywhere, and this is what we got. These were actually released about 20 years ago, and that is kind of sad. But the head sculpts for Anthony Hopkins on these ones, as you can see, they do look alright, but it's like, come on, people want an ultimate Hannibal Lecter. Everyone does. Now, this shelf, I must admit, I absolutely love. Again, I'm not really a fan of Pee Wee Herman, and that's because here in the UK, Pee Wee wasn't really that big. But according to NECA as well, they've only got the license for Pee-wee's Funhouse. They haven't got it for the movie, so all they're doing is things coming from the TV show. But obviously we got Vincent Price there, and we have a hell of a lot of Elvira figures. And the Elvira ones, they do look cool, I will say that. I haven't actually got any of them yet. I was going to get the black one by here in the black dress with the dagger on. But then all these other ones started coming out. And then obviously the one with the bazooka cannon by there, the Rambo style one. I was like, right, okay, I may have to get that one. But with all of these, as you can see, they did so many different versions. They are absolutely cool, I do think so. And there's also a couch behind him, Elvira's red leather, not lead leather. And that is actually too small for these retro cloth waves. So now, obviously, we will be getting an ultimate Elvira. Moving on, we are right by here, which I cannot wait to get my hands on that Pretty Woman Leatherface. That Pretty Woman Leatherface just looks absolutely incredible, and there's just so much detail going into these figures now. It's just brilliant to see. We do actually have the normal Leatherface in the apron that came out in 2017, and since then, everyone has been like, NECA, we need a Pretty Woman. We need a Pretty Woman one. We also need Grandpa, we also need the Hitchhiker, and we also need the Cook. We need them in ultimate form, and I really do hope that at some point we get them. Not in the retro cloth wave that they did for number 2, where you actually had dead Hitchhiker, and you also had the Sawyer brother, can't remember his name, Chop Top. You had Chop Top as well, but I want them in the ultimate line, because these just look absolutely incredible. And as you can see, for this one by here, it's actually a brand new sculpted apron. There's brand new sculpts on the heads. These are going to be amazing figures to look at. Because don't get me wrong, the other ones are absolutely fantastic, but these are just night and day. That's just how big a difference there is. And here we have the Evil Dead 2-pack, which is the first time we are getting Cheryl in action figure form, and she's there with the bloody pencil which she used to stab in the ankle. And according to NECA as well in Pixel Dan's interview, this Ash is absolutely screen accurate down to the drops of blood on his shirt. That is dedication. And it's great to see that NECA, even though recently they have just been bringing out a ton, and I mean a ton, of Ninja Turtles, they are still keeping with the horror, and it's just like, yeah, we are getting some absolutely amazing figures. And this is just another batch of them. But as you can see, we do have the different states of decay that Cheryl's head goes through, up until the very last one, where it's literally just grey with like worms on and everything else. We got a bloody chainsaw, we got the bloody axe, we got the makeshift cross, and we also got those drawings, which I cannot wait to see what the other ones are. Did anyone say Beetlejuice? 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 Because as you can see by here, NECA are in fact re-releasing their ultimate line of, well, not really ultimate line, but they are bringing out an ultimate line, is that these Beetlejuices, apart from the spiked trench coat, these have all been released before. They are, like we were saying with the Hannibal Lecter ones, these were released years ago. And as you can see, this spiked trench coat Beetlejuice is in fact an ultimate. And with this one, it actually comes with a diorama playset. And this is it. It comes with the Dante's Inferno Girls, Girls, Girls strip club room diorama. This is just absolutely incredible. And the one thing as well that they were saying, Blaine was saying, that these lights up, and this is an actual ultimate Beetlejuice figure, the spiked one.
This Dante's Inferno room.
Look at this thing.
This is not a display piece. This is getting made.
Look at the lights on it.
Yes.
Oh, God, that is so cool.
Movie authentic lighting. This will probably be a NECA store exclusive. To scale, you've got the figure that's standing on the ledge, and that spiked Beetlejuice is actually an ultimate, fully articulated, multiple hands, multiple expressions.
Oh,
Our
wow.
very first ultimate Beetlejuice, and it's going to be exclusively packed with this Inferno room tire.
Awesome. Oh,
Yep.
that's incredible.
Yep.
So excited to see new Beetlejuice. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
It's incredible. Awesome. It's really good. It feels like Beetlejuice.
But getting back to the figure, as you can see, it's absolutely brilliant. You can see the joints in the hands, the elbows, and it wouldn't surprise me if the knees move as well. But we do have a few other things as well, like these ones by here. These are the ones they released before, and the head sculpts are great. I do prefer this one. Obviously, it is the Ultimate line, so it will look better. But as you can see by here, below it as well, there's a whole host of Beetlejuice things coming out. These figures, like we were saying, no, they have been released before, but as you can see by there, you got the striped suit and the red tuxedo married one, and it comes with the handbook for the recently deceased and a snake. We also have these as well. Obviously, we got the like the Toony Terror one, but if you've seen the background, these two by here, these seem to be the bigger models, which they actually do come with the handbook for the recently deceased, which is absolutely incredible, which as you can see is right by there. It's going to be fun to see what they do bring out even more with the Beetlejuice. And they've also said that when the new film does get released in September, they have a whole line of ultimates coming out of Beetlejuice. So are we finally getting a Winona Ryder, Lydia Deetz action figure? Which is absolutely insane when you think about it. This day and age, in 2024, when the film came out in 1987, it's like, yeah, we're finally getting those figures. I just can't wait.
Obviously, it's under strict embargo, very secretive, but the movie's going to be coming out in just a month or two.
Amazing.
So stay tuned on our socials. Maybe New York Comic Con will have more to show. But we wanted to make sure we had some Beetlejuice content to get out there with the hype of the movie. So we're re-releasing our cult classics with updated deco and articulation, updated packaging, and...
Now, if you're into your Toony line, we do have these, which, as you can see in the background as well, they are bringing out the black and white versions. And they're also done with foil cards, which I think looks absolutely amazing. I'm not a fan of these Toony Terrors, but as we go through, there is a couple of new ones. Obviously, you got John Carver. You got the 50th anniversary of Texas Chainsaw, so they're re-releasing Leatherface, and they're also bringing out the brand new Pretty Woman one. But as you can see, there's so many here. There's a Pee-wee one, Jessica Fletcher, and you've also got Elvira. But as you can see by there, they're actually bringing out a Toony line of Home Alone. You got Kevin, you got Harry, you got Marv, and you've also got, it's just absolutely crazy, you got Old Man Marley, excuse me, not Marv. And with these, I see these and I'm thinking to myself now, will we be getting any ultimates? Because during Pixel Dan's interview with Bling, who was going through all of these, he said, well, we've done the retro line of Home Alone. We're now doing this and maybe some other stuff. To me, if they bring out the Ultimate line, I'm just going to be so gassed. I can't wait. Because Home Alone, for me, Home Alone 2 is my favorite film in the series. Because when that came out, I went and saw it for my birthday. And I was 6. And it is the funniest thing, still to this day as well. It's my favorite comedy film of all time. I just love Home Alone. Because, again, when you're a kid, you think you can do all of that stuff, you know? It's like, oh my God, he's doing exactly what we would do or what we would try and do. We would fail, obviously, because in real life, none of this would actually work properly. Because, let's face it, well, we hope people aren't this dumb. But this is what we got. We got the Toonies of Home Alone. And last but not least for this part, they actually have the brand new Leech Lady from Puppet Master, which actually comes with the case, which I think is absolutely amazing, because for the other releases, they have done the iconic case as the packaging, which is brilliant. But they were like, everyone else is 2 packs, and now they're like, we got one more, we got Leech Lady, what do we do? Let's just make the goddamn case. And they did, and that is absolutely amazing. But now we're going to go on to the Universal Monster line, which, as we can see by here, we do have all the classic Monsterizers and the glow-in-the-dark figures, which were actually Loot Crate exclusives, but now they are available on the NECA store. but they are available on the NECA store now, and they are an exclusive on there, and it's a 4-pack. So you get Frankenstein's monster, you get Dracula, you get the casket, you get the creature from the Black Lagoon, and you also get the Wolfman, which they are brilliant figures. But for me, it's this one. This figure, along with the one behind it, which we will get to in a moment, these are my stars of the show. For me, the Universal Monster line is the best action figure set that I have ever seen. For me, because I love horror. Horror is my go-to for anything. If I'm feeling down and a bit upset or whatever, I stick horror on. If I'm feeling happy, I stick horror on. For me, horror is always being the gateway, I think, is the best way to describe it for all these sort of things. And when I got old enough and I saw that NECA were bringing all these out, straight away I was like, I need them. I need to collect them because, again, like I said, I'm a big horror geek. I'm a nerd for horror. Horror is my jam. But as you can see, we got Boris Karloff as Imhotep, and the sculpts on these figures are just goddamn beautiful in my eyes. They're just absolutely brilliant. And as you can see, he comes with a host of accessories. The 2 heads, we got the cane, we got the burning asparagus in his hand. And you've also got the Invisible Man. And this one is in his smoking jacket, which we've all been waiting for a long, long time because, again, the Invisible Man came out, I believe, like 2 years ago. And everyone was like, well, where's this version? Where's this version? And they were like, oh, no, we don't know. But we finally got him in his smoking jacket with a host of accessories. We have 5 different head sculpts, and I think these are going to be absolutely incredible. And obviously, these are the classic Loot Crate style ones, which they do look cool, I gotta admit, but for me, they're just not my sort of style, in this style, I should say. Now, being from the UK, these Ben Cooper figures, to me, they don't mean anything, and they do look cool, because obviously they're, if you want to do a couple of dioramas, or you want to build figure sets, and you need to have kids trick-or-treating or whatever, these are perfect. But here in the UK, Ben Cooper was not a thing. But as you can see, they come out with all these different costumes. There was a t-shirt, and obviously you had the mask, which I suppose when they did come out, that was pretty cool. It must have been like everyone wanted them. As you can see in the back as well, they got Gremlins, they got an Alien, they've also got a Beetlejuice and another Gremlins one. Ladies and gentlemen, one of my favourite figures I've ever seen. Vincent Price. I cannot wait to get this guy. He comes with 3 different head sculpts. There's actually more accessories that they're not showing here because there's no room for him. But he comes with a whole host of different things where you can actually change his shirt. It could be either that, it could be a bow tie, or it could be an ascot. There's going to be so many great figure photographers coming out with this figure. It's going to look absolutely amazing. But as you can see, we got the head sculpts, we got the skull, we got the cat, he's got the book, and he's also got a couple of records. As I was saying when we started looking at Imhotep on the other side, there is my number 1 figure of this convention, and that is Van Helsing. Peter Cushing as Van Helsing. Absolutely incredible. I currently got Christopher Lee's Dracula on order. That's all done. I cannot wait for that to arrive. But as you can see, that is just beautiful. It's just absolutely amazing. Even Christopher Lee looks great. And we also got the black and white Nosferatu, which is kind of interesting because the figure's black and white anyway. But what they've done, they've added this cloth cape. There's I think there's a couple of new accessories to go along with it as well. But going back to Christopher Lee, look at that. That just looks awesome. You know, different head sculpts. You got the flaming candle. There's just so many things. And again, there's so many different ways that you could pose this character. But going back to Peter Cushing, for me, the one with his hair like all squiffy and everything else, I don't know why, but that head sculpt there for me, it just looks like, oh my god, that is incredible. And obviously we do have a couple of the head sculpts for Nosferatu there. And going back to the Toony Terrors, there's the full line by here. As you can see, they got a whole host of them, which they do look cool, but I'm not really into that sort of thing. But that's what we got, ladies and gents. Let me know what you think about this down below. Again, I know it's a bit of a different video for this channel, but I am moving into more horror, pop culture, that sort of thing, you know, what I like and everything else, going that direction for you guys. But let me know what you think about all this down below. Do you collect any of these? If you do, let me know what you do collect, because it'd be great to have a conversation with like-minded people. And enjoy the rest of your weekend, folks. I will see you soon.